Listen close to the words that I say. This is the kitchen table talk, keeping it real, protecting your pocket, rewriting the deal. From life insurance, safety to real estate dreams, we breaking down barriers, busting the schemes, yeah. We building it right, making it last, securing your future, healing your past. I see the confusion when numbers get deep, but leaving your family exposed makes you weep. Turn my whole life, let's look at the scope, giving your children an anchor hope. As a realtor who knows how the market will move, I'm putting your family right into the groove. From the foundation up to the roof on your head, let's execute everything we ever said. Because the foundation you build has to stand through the rain. We're clearing the doubt and we healing the pain. Don't let the tomorrow just slip through your fingers today. Listen close to the words that I say. There's wolf in the shadows, they watching your plate. They sending the emails to alter your fate. But I am your shield and I'm guiding your hand to the best professionals across the whole land. If I cannot fix it, I know.
Welcome back to the Freddie Metro channel and my channel's network of channels. No, don't even like that. Whatever. Welcome back. Thank you guys for showing me so much support and watching these videos and sending your questions. I really appreciate it. I do not have a problem helping anybody, no matter what state you are in. And I'm so glad that you're here because today we're going to talk about something that affects a lot of people out there. It could save you or it could cost you thousands of dollars. So let me ask you this right now. And I need you to really think about it. If your interest rate was to drop, are you going to just jump on a refinance? It's talking to my homeowners. Or are you just going to stay right where you are and ride this thing on out? Because that's one decision that could change the entire financial future of your home for years to come. I mean, let's just get into it. So first, what does it mean to refinance? Refinancing means simply replacing your current mortgage with a brand new mortgage, brand new one, okay? So sometimes at a lower rate, you get to pull out equity, maybe cover some other bills or other emergencies that have come up or do repairs. And sometimes you change the length of your loan as well. Some people may have a 30-year and then go to a 15-year, go from 15-year to a 30-year because maybe you're thinking about renting that property out. Now, refinancing is not free. That's what you have to remember. Closing costs on refinancing typically run between 2 to 5% of your loan balance. So if your loan balance is $250,000, that's anywhere between an extra $5,000 to $12,500 out of your pocket. That's got to be rolled back into the new loan. So we have to make sure that the math be math. Math must make sense for you before you pull that trigger. And here's the golden question. You need to ask, what is my break-even point? That's tricky. And not even a lot of mortgage people like to provide this for you because they want to close the loan. So you probably got to go somewhere else to figure it out. So the break-even point is how long would it take your monthly savings to cover what you paid in closing costs. For example, if your closing cost is $6,000 and you divide that $6,000 by 200, and that gives you maybe the new payment is going to save you $200 a month. So you take the 6,000 divided by 200, and that means that gives you 30 months or 2.5 years before you actually start saving money. So if you plan to stay in the home for 5, 10 years, 15 years, that refinance makes a lot of sense. But if you're planning to sell in the next 2 years, the math, does not work in your favor. Well, how does it do that with the Hunger Games? May the odds be with you, whatever. May the odds be in your favor. But now let me talk about when refinancing makes sense and when it doesn't. It makes sense when, number one, the rates have dropped at least 1% below your current interest rate, which for me, that's going to be pretty hard to do because your boy is sitting in a catbird seat right now. You know what I'm saying? Well, back to you for a minute. That's the general rule. That's the financial educators often reference, 1%. Though every situation is different. Number two, You plan to stay in the home long enough to pass the break-even point. We talked about that. If the numbers work out, that's great. Even if it's 5 years to break even and you plan on being there for 15 years, it makes sense. But if you think you're leaving in 5 years and your break even is 5 years, probably want to just go ahead and ride it on out. Now, also your credit score and income, income qualifications, they may change as well. They could get better, so you may have really, really good rates to take advantage of. So while everybody else has seen a 1% drop, you may be looking at 1.25 or 1.5. You may get the best rates available, And number 4, maybe you're switching, like I had to do, from an adjustable rate mortgage to a fixed rate, mortgage to lock in stability. And that's exactly what I did. I had a 0% loan. I put nothing down on my home. So we financed 100%. And many years later, we locked that into a 30-year fixed mortgage, which gave us stability and predictability, as we went on. Now, when does refinancing not make sense? If you're already far into your mortgage, listen, if you are 20 years into a 30-year loan, unless you're talking about turning it into a rental, don't do that. Just ride that out, fix the holes in the walls, and keep it moving. A refinance restarts the clock. Can you imagine 10 years away from burning that doggone mortgage, and you restart that thing, and you can end up paying so much more in interest over the long run, even if your payment goes down a significant amount. Oh, I'm saving $500 a month. Yeah, but overall, you're about to pay another $100,000 in interest. They don't want to do it. Number 2, if the rate drop is small and the closing costs are high, like I said, you got a 0.5% off the interest rate and the closing cost is still like $10,000. No, keep it moving. Number 3, if your credit has taken a hit since your original loan, you may not qualify for those great rates. So, you don't want to go up. Of course, you wouldn't sign the paper if it goes up. So the great rates may be out there, but they may not be there for you. And number 4, if you're planning on paying off your home, refinancing, rarely makes if you're close to paying off your home, like within 3 years, it just don't make any sense. So here's something else that a lot of people think about. There's a thing called a no closing cost refinance. Now that sounds amazing, but let me just tell you, I'm gonna just hit the sound because those closing costs ain't going nowhere.
Alert.
You gotta keep your head on a swivel, man. You gotta slide out there, pick up that lava.
Alert.
Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel.
No closing costs or refinance. It sounds amazing, but those closing costs do not just disappear. They get rolled into your loan balance, so they're or reflected in a slightly higher payment, a higher interest rate. So don't let anybody tell you they're doing you any favor. And I think what happens is a lot of people, I call it a little scamish, not necessarily scam because it's not necessarily illegal. A lot of people just they do a poor job of educating their clients on what's actually happening. So you may have a slight interest rate that comes out of this. Well, I thought I was locking in at 3.5. Why is it 3.8? Oh, we did that in lieu of you paying closing costs. Remember how you didn't want to pay closing costs? So we gave you a slightly interest rate because you didn't want to pay closing costs, right? And you're like, oh, okay. Or you get stuck with some crazy balloon payment way down the line, or I thought my mortgage payment was $1,500. Why is it $1,725? Remember, you didn't want to pay closing costs up front. Remember, you don't want to pay closing costs, right? Remember you said, you may have actually said you didn't want to pay closing costs, but you did not want to have a payment that was over $1,650. They missed that part, but it was one way or the other. So it's just a different way of eliminating these closing costs. Also, do not overlook a shorter term loan. Some homeowners refinance from a 30-year down to a 15-year loan. Your monthly payment might go up, but the equity in the home builds faster, and it's far less interest over the life of the loan. So if your income can handle that, it's a great strategy to help you get rid of your loan as quick as possible. So before you go do anything, you want to talk to a couple of loan officers, not just one. Mortgage professional. I am a realtor and a financial educator and a life insurance agent. I'm not a loan officer, but my brother does loans. I think he's still doing loans. I think he would be glad to talk to you about any kind of questions you have. And I always point you to the right professional for the right questions. They can run actual numbers for your specific situation and can help you make the best decision. If you need his number, just reach out to me. I will provide you his number. And just want to make sure we take care of everything. And the bottom line on this refinance question is this. It's a way to save money. It's a very powerful tool. And like I said, when you get that extra money, just don't go out buying Jack and Coke. And Jack will Coke. I don't mean individually. Let's go buying cocktails and put that money to the side. Let's get that money ready for retirement. You're saving $200 a month, and you can be putting that money into your IRA or whatever, your individual retirement accounts, your Roth IRA. Build that thing up. It's a very powerful tool to refinance, but it's only a powerful tool when the timing, the rate, and the cost all line up in your favor. So do the math. Get somebody to help you with the math. Determine what the break-even point is. It's not very hard, but get that break-even point and make sure you understand that what your long-term plans are, and make sure that matches up with your decision. If you have any questions, like I said, reach out. My contact information is scrolling across the bottom. I'll be glad to help you as best I can. And until next time, take care of yourself. We'll see you next time on Freddie Metro, and God bless.
I look at the children, they need us to stand, to give them a chance at inheriting land. As a licensed agent, I'm breaking it down. The best strategies that I found in the town. Term, whole, or universal, whatever you need. We picking the options where you will succeed. Don't wait for the storm just to look for an arc. Let's write up the contract and leave a home mark. Peace, that's the way that we live. Securing the future and learning to give. No more GoFundMe's to cover the cost. We're protecting our families from devastating loss. Yeah, we're standing tall and we're making it right. Walking out of the dark into the light. And if you need houses to build up the equity, I am the realtor to give you longevity. I match you with properties, match you with growth. Combining the real estate, balancing both. If there's an issue that's out of my zone, I got professionals right on my phone. You're never alone and you never will fall. The infinite living is backing it all. Policy and peace, that's the way